It's a real sign that I don't do these Instagram lives enough when I can't remember how to actually go live. I think I said that the last time as well, actually. The last time I did a live was February when Too Late came out, and I usually only do them around singles. I'm the kind of person who thinks like going live for stupid reasons as much as it's good for the algorithm. I feel like I have to have something of substance in order to warrant actually going live. And of course, my new single Save You came out Friday before last, and this is kind of the last thing on my list that I haven't actually done this time around is an Instagram live. I've done fewer live interviews with this. It's been more of a social media driven campaign so far, and everything with this single has been a bit of a change because sonically it's a new lane for me. I worked with a different producer. I worked with Gareth Shortland, who I've been talking about in my recent interviews. I had worked with Gareth once sort of before. He remixed You Found Me back in March 2018 when I came back to making music, and I loved what he did, that sort of 90s vibe, but for me at the time making country pop, it wasn't the right time, but I knew we'd work together at some point, so it's great that we got around to it, and I think it really goes off. It's cool to work with somebody who knows a particular sound inside out, and know that they will achieve what you want in an authentic way, rather than someone who you're kind of having to explain, well, this was the vibe of that era. You know, we're similar age, we have similar taste in music anyway. We were friends in a way before we worked together, so yeah, it's been amazing, and the feedback has been great. So for the first time ever, I was featured on Retro Pop, which is a really great pop music website, and I was also on Track by Track, their new music drop playlist, which is really cool. When you're a fan, I'm a big fan of that podcast and the website that I mentioned there as well, so it's just really cool when you get on publications and playlists that you're actually a fan of yourself. Same with radio this time. Radio has been a bit of a funny one. I knew this was a very niche track, and originally the thought was that I wouldn't really approach mainstream radio. I would go particularly to the niche stations and some of the LGBT stations and things like that. And I didn't premiere it at radio. I actually premiered it with the LGBTQ music chart, which was cool. It's a new way of doing things. I think you have to always kind of be open to doing things in a different way. Like, radio isn't everything, and with the fact that it was Pride Month as well, I thought it was cool to do it with the LGBTQ music chart, where I think I've had now, I want to say 6 top 5 entries on that chart, which is cool because it's all vote based. So it's organic support, which is great. So yeah, if you haven't heard the track already, you know what to do. It's out there on all streaming platforms, download platforms. It's on YouTube. The video is out there. I released the video a week before the single dropped this time. I really wanted to just hype up. It was quite a short lead in, and I just wanted to really create as much hype as possible. I suppose it's kind of a stylized video. It's very light driven. It was an internal shoot in Kildare here in Ireland, again with Matt and Black, Davin Casey, who shot the clips for Destination Anywhere and for Over Before It's Begun last year, and we wanted to work together on Too Late, but restrictions got in the way. This time we just took the opportunity while it was there, and that's what we need to do in future, because we just never know when we're going to be going in and out of lockdowns. I think it's just, part of life now, unfortunately. But yeah, great support, great collabs. I've just had a lot of fun with this single. I'm looking at my notes here to see what I wanted to talk about, because I always forget and go off on a tangent. So yeah, the reviews were amazing. Loved the being featured on the likes of Culture Fix as well. Some really cool glossy music blogs out there that don't get enough praise really, and I think they work really hard, and a lot of them do it not as a hobby, but well, maybe some of them do it as a hobby, but a lot of them do it unpaid, and so we're kind of, in that respect, we are all in the same situation. I worked with a plugin company, I guess you could call them that, for the first time in Ireland. It was kind of my last chance saloon with approaching radio here in Ireland, because while I get support from some of the regional, local community stations, I get fantastic support from them, I've been completely ignored by mainstream radio here in Ireland, and actually mainstream media in general. And I was kind of okay with that. And then you sort of go around in circles with how you feel about it, because you think, look, if it's not for them, that's fine. And also I know how the media works here and everywhere, but particularly here, having worked on that side of things. But I decided to work with sort of a plug-in company here this time, just to see would it make a difference. And it didn't. I haven't had one single response from Irish radio outside of, as I said, the niche support that I already get every time. Thank you guys. So the likes of, the likes of the national broadcaster, the big commercial stations, the likes of the publications like Hot Press and Joe.ie, Totally Dublin, all those sorts of websites and publications, you wouldn't get so much as a response to an email. And I think now at this point I'm probably about 8 or 9 singles deep now into this return to making music. I've been quite consistent. As much as the sound has shifted a few times, you would think that would give you more chances of getting coverage. But look, the organic coverage has been great. But no, I would say to artists out there who feel like their output, if you can't get it yourself, you probably won't get it with these mid-sized plug-in companies, where you essentially get a platform to drop your press kit and track into these people's inboxes. It's, the only upside I would say to it is that you don't have to write 100 emails. You just get to click send to each publication or radio station. So maybe that's something I might talk about in one of my tip videos, which will be coming back for a second run soon. But not to get too bogged down with that. Today I've been working on remixes. I'm not going to tell you with who. Some familiar faces, and they've also changed lanes to actually come into the sonic stratosphere of this single. So we're staying in the 90s era, the 90s noughties era. We've brought in some cool stuff, some sax, some very retro synths. Yeah, I think if you liked the single, you're going to love the remixes. So we don't have a date. There'll be a date very soon. So stay tuned to Instagram or whatever socials you follow me on. And actually, speaking of following me, if any of you would like exclusive to hear things first, the best thing to do is to go to my mailing list. So iamrobertoconnor.com, my official website, and just put in your email address and sign up to my mailing list. I'm going to be giving these remixes, or one of the remixes at least, ahead of release to my mailing list, which is something I did actually with one of the previous singles. I previewed it to the mailing list, and I think it's a cool way of keeping your inner circle happy and giving something back. So yeah, if you haven't streamed the track, go and check it out. Check out the video. I think the video really elevates it actually. It was a lot of fun to shoot. I got very dizzy spinning in that chair. We actually did 2 days shoot. We did one indoor day, and then on the Sunday we did an outdoor. But none of the outdoor footage is in the final cut. Hey Gareth and Adrian and Finbar and everyone in here that's joined. A lot of the time these get more views on IGTV when I post them after the fact, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I do them. It's nice content to have, and you hit a few things in one. The Instagram posts just get lost in the mix these days. I feel like it's harder than ever to actually access your following, but look, we've had this conversation the last 2 singles. But yeah, check out the video. I think it's probably the best one so far. This and Destination Anywhere have been my favourite to make. I loved the location. It was a really rundown kind of mill, sort of warehouse. Really cool. Lots of derelict vibes and concrete, which I love. And then throw in a very polished purple outfit into the equation, and lots of flashing red lights, and you've got yourself a pop video, I think, which is what we wanted. What else did I want to talk about? The songwriting and the production. This track I wrote many years ago, and I wrote it. I was listening to a lot of Chicane, which you can probably hear coming through. That sort of early noughties, I was listening to a lot of stuff coming out of Ibiza at the time, Roger Sanchez, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to make an absolute banger that just made no apologies and was like, a floor filler. And the lyrics weren't particularly important, which I never would say normally, but this was really about how much the song just absolutely slapped. But I think lyrically it's quite a straightforward romantic song. It's kind of about like encountering somebody that's a little bit damaged and kind of saying, let me step in and like be your solid foundation. It's quite cliche, but look, it's a tribute to the 90s trance. It's going to be cliche, isn't it? Production wise, I think Gareth just absolutely nailed it, which is why I asked him last week would he produce the next single. We were originally just doing one, and I was like, look, this can't be like the odd one out in my catalogue, we need to do two. So we started work on it. Gareth works very, very quickly, so I've heard the initial, sent back some notes, and I would say it's going to continue in the same vein sonically, but it's a little bit warmer and more pop than it is trance. It's got dance elements definitely, but it's very European pop. But yeah, it'll fit into this puzzle, and I can't wait to share that as well. But it's not time for that just yet. So we've got the remixes. We'll round off this single. I'm talking to a few different guys. I go out on SoundCloud and I go out on Looperman and places like that, and I approach people that I like their work. A lot of the time it's not about money with them, it's about whether they actually like the music, they want to put their own spin on it. With this track, I was looking at a lot of DJs and producers who actually played past tense, in big super clubs, because I wanted that sort of vibe. And so that's, I'm looking forward to seeing who submits. There's still a few to come through, and but definitely the one that I heard today was super cool, and I can't wait to share it. So definitely sign up to the mailing list, and as soon as I have it, you will have it. I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I want to ask you guys, actually, if you haven't already voted for the single Save You on the LGBTQ music chart, you just have to go to the link, so my link tree, click the link in my bio, go to my link tree, you'll see the vote. No need to register, you just literally click it, you'll see my name and the song title, and you click that and submit. That's it. I think it got Song of the Week last week, and it entered at 17, I think it was. So they tend to enter in the lower ends of the top 20 and then start to climb over the weeks when you guys start voting. So let's make that this week. And so thanks for all the support so far. Thanks for all the pre-saves. There were lots of pre-saves this time, and all the interest and the lovely DMs. It's been great. I've actually made, you make a lot of music, pop music lover friends online, which is really nice to, you guys will come to me and say, I love this track, and then we end up talking about other stuff that we love, and I love that. It ends up becoming this relationship based on common grounds in music, and I think it's just particularly now we need to have that escapism. This track definitely was about escapism and nostalgia and just feel good vibes. It's not too serious, it's just you kind of lose yourself in it a little bit, and I think I described it when I was talking about it in my interview last week. It's like a mood elevator, and it just makes you beam and feel alive, which is what you want right now. So look, I hope you all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it, and thank you for the support so far. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to vote on the LGBTQ music chart. Alright, check you guys later.